Good afternoon, students. Today we are going to study about the role of the union or the central government as well as the state government in disaster management. Okay. After we finish this, we are also going to study about role of armed forces and other agencies in disaster management. So armed forces include the Army, National Disaster Response Force, State Disaster Response Force, then civil defense, NGOs and fire service. So that is the topic for today. So let us see what is the role of union or the central government and then the state government. Okay, the Ministry of Home Affairs or the Home Ministry of the central government is the main ministry that deals with the natural disasters. Okay, that you should understand very clearly. Which is the minister who deals with the disasters in our country? The Home Minister of the country. So who is the Home Minister of our country now? Mr. Amit Shah is the Home Minister of our country. So he is in charge of all disaster except drought, hailstorm and pest attack. So these three are handled by the Ministry of Agriculture or the Agriculture Ministry of the central government. Okay, so these are the people. So all other disasters except drought, hailstorm and pest, the Home Ministry has to deal. So the Home Ministry, under the Home Ministry, the Disaster Management Division performs the function. Okay, so we studied about the organizational structure of the disaster management. So there we studied about how the Prime Minister is the head and under him all the ministers and then bureaucrats and then the state disaster management authority, like that. Okay, so this is the central government and the people responsible. So that doesn't mean the central government and the Home Minister is responsible for everything. Who is responsible? The state government and the central government is both together responsible for the relief, rehabilitation, preparation, mitigation and response measures. So that is why when the coronavirus is affected, the central government takes a responsibility, but also each state has to make their own decision about how they are going to prevent the disaster and overcome the disaster. Okay, so the central government provides the money and the resources. For example, our Chief Minister Edappadi Palaniswamy writes to the Prime Minister to release funds, and then the Home Ministry will release funds, and also if they need any equipment or army or NDRF personnel, then they are provided. So this is how the role of the central government during a disaster. So the state and the center work together. The responsibility is the Home Ministry, but the state government is also responsible. But whenever the state needs any resources, either in terms of money or in terms of NDRF or any other logistics like aircraft or boats, all that, the state government writes to the central government and the central government provides the resources. So that is the role of the central government. Then the Disaster Management Division of the Ministry of Home Affairs closely monitors the disaster and provides any support. So this is the division. So under the Home Ministry, the DM or the Disaster Management Division, they make sure they provide all finances and other logistical support to the states. This will help the people to ensure that they are able to overcome the disaster in a proper way. So whenever there is any disaster, the state and the center are always in contact. The center is monitoring what is happening in the state, and if they need any help in terms of resources like money or infrastructure or manpower, then it is provided by the central government to the state government. So the other departments that are involved are Ministry of Health, Ministry of Defense, Ministry of Civil Aviation, Food and Civil Supplies Division. So for example, during coronavirus disaster, the Health Ministry is involved in providing updates, health. Defense Ministry, because the army is needed in some places. Civil Aviation, to transport things. Food and Civil Supplies, to ensure that all the people in various parts of the country get food at the right time. So this is the role of the central government. Then the actual government which deals with the disaster is the state government, because coronavirus is one disaster which affects the whole country, but usually other disasters like tsunami or cyclone, earthquake, they occur in only one or two states at a time, so the whole country is not involved. So most of the disasters only the state governments take a very high responsibility and role. So what they do is, the state government first looks at the disaster, the type of disaster and the extent of damage. So for example, tsunami, many thousands of people were killed, and even in the coronavirus disaster, a lot of people are affected. So the seriousness of the situation is taken into consideration. So the state government which is affected, they look at the seriousness of the situation. If many people are affected or very few people are affected, then the extent of the relief operation that is needed. For example, tsunami affected many districts, all the coastal districts of Tamil Nadu, so it needed a lot of effort. Whereas a train accident will happen in only one city, so less scale of operation is needed. So like that, the state government assesses how the disaster has struck. Then based on the gravity of the disaster and the scale of the relief operation needed, the state government requests the central government to provide money, manpower and equipment. Money is needed for immediately taking care of the people, to provide compensation and do all things. Manpower is needed to rescue the people, because the central government will have a lot of people from the NDRF. Then equipment is needed, because central government has more funds and they would have better equipment than the state government. So the state government requests the central government based on the gravity of natural calamity and the scale of relief operations needed. Then most of the states also have relief commissioners under the Department of Disaster Management. So for example, you already know that the government of Tamil Nadu has appointed one relief commissioner for each district, because this coronavirus has affected every district. The relief commissioners have been appointed for each district. Okay, so what do? They ensure that they take care of the relief operations and ensure that people's lives are saved and property is saved. So the relief commissioner supervises the relief operations. The deputy commissioners, then the district collectors, all of them are involved in this relief and rescue operation. So this is the role of the state and the central government. They cannot function on their own, they need the help of other people, because see, the district in Vellore district, the collector is there and deputy collector is there, but they are not the people who actually go and deal with any disaster. Who are the people who deal with disasters? The National Disaster Response Force, State Disaster Response Force. So these are the people who are trained to rescue people. So let us see the role of the armed forces, other agencies in disaster management. First, then the most important is the National Disaster Response Force, அதாவது தேசிய பேரிடர் குழு. Okay, National Disaster Response Force. So whenever there is a disaster, these national force, they go and help whichever part of the country they have. So usually they are located, they stay just like the army, they have a place where they stay. It is usually near an airport, so that immediately they can pack their bags and go to the any area which is affected by disaster. So the main task and role is they have to respond to the disasters. What type of disasters? Nuclear, biological and chemical disasters. So what is their role in this nuclear, biological, chemical disaster? They have to decontaminate the area and make sure people are saved. Then if there is an earthquake, they have to remove the debris. If there is a building collapse, they have to remove the debris. Then they have to remove the people who are caught under the rubble or debris, okay, under the buildings, whether alive or dead. They have to remove the people. If they are alive, they have to be sent to the hospital immediately. Then this NDRF also has to be prepared and respond. See, this preparation, response, all these things come in everything. So you can, if you are asked in an exam, then you can write these things commonly for all disasters. Okay, then they also ensure that they provide the first medical response to victims, and not only that, they have to talk, they have to counsel. Suppose somebody is caught under a big stone which has collapsed, the building has collapsed and they are under a stone, the person is still alive, so the NDRF people have to talk and motivate the person so that the person is confident of coming out alive. So this is extending moral support to the victim. Then the local district authorities will be involved in providing relief material, that is food, clothes and other things. So the NDRF helps the local authorities. Then also they coordinate with the army and other people. Suppose it's a major disaster, big earthquake, many agencies will be working, NGOs will be working, NDRF will be working, state disaster response force will be working, so they have to coordinate with all the agencies. Then the NDRF also provides training to its own people and also to the SDRF and other people. And whenever the other countries, smaller countries like Sri Lanka, Nepal, they have any disasters, the NDRF helps them also. The other role of the NDRF is to conduct mock exercises so that they are ready for any disaster. They conduct community awareness programs and train the people. Okay, people in the community are given adequate training. Especially we saw cyclone, there are community volunteers, so these volunteers are trained. Then demonstrations and exhibitions are held, and NGOs and other SDRF personnel are all trained by the NDRF people. Next is the State Disaster Response Force. So just like the NDRF, which is under the control of the central government, each state has the power to create a state disaster response force. Okay, so that belongs to that particular state and they are involved in providing relief for any disaster in a particular state. So the central government provides training for the state disaster response force, and they also provide some money so that this state disaster response force can be created. So they have similar functions as the NDRF. They are also involved in search and rescue. So all these things, because these SDRF people are trained by the NDRF, they do all these functions. So in fact you can write all these roles of the NDRF under the SDRF also. Okay, then role of the armed forces. Who are the armed forces? Armed forces means army. So what is the role of the army? Whenever the disaster is very big, then the armed forces are called, army is called. For example, some years back we had a flood in Uttarakhand. It was a very bad flood, it was a very severe flood. So the armed forces, because the army is usually more equipped to deal with fast flowing water and such conditions, so they can create bridges within minutes. They can they are trained to go in the water which is going at very high speed, and they are trained to rescue people. So the armed forces are called in case of a very severe or serious disaster, and they help in saving the life of people and evacuating the people when they are caught in a disaster. Then they are also helping, just like NDRF, they help in providing food, shelter and clothing to the people. Then they also provide restore essential supplies like electricity, water and telephone. They set up emergency hospitals, roads, bridges, and they help the people. So the army is very well equipped to deal with any disaster, but they are not usually called. Only if it's a major disaster they are called. The next group of people who are involved in disaster is the civil defense. Civil defense are nothing but the general public. So in Vellore there are a lot of people, in Chennai there are a lot of people, so the government asks for volunteers. So if you are a volunteer, you can join the civil defense. So you are a civilian, that is you are a normal person, you are not in the army, you are not in the NDRF, but you are a volunteer who will be useful in the defense, and you will be able to help in saving life, minimizing damage to property, and help in the disaster, to prevent disaster and to save lives. So the district magistrate is the person who is in control of the civil defense, and he asks for volunteers and provides adequate duty for each person, and they are involved in making sure that they do all the required things during a disaster. They provide food and equipment, they save people, so they do all the work that is required during a disaster. The next is the home guards. You all know what home guards are. Home guards are just like they are not police, but they are like security guards, but more than a security guard. They are trained and administered by the state and the central government. So they help the police people when required. So these home guards are not really police, but when the police require help, they go and help the police. So when the police require help during disasters, when these home guards are called, they are considered to be government employees. But when they are not on duty, then they are not government employees. So they serve as an auxiliary, or they help the police, and they help in community during the emergency situations. They ensure that all the people in the community are having adequate water, adequate food, first aid, and all these things during a disaster. And they also get involved in adult education and health programs. Okay, so this is the role of the home guards during a disaster. Then the fire service is the next agency which gets involved in disaster management. So we already have studied about the fire agencies during the fire safety. So what are the fire services involved in? They make policies on fire protection, then how to save the people, they give training to other people, and they ensure that people's lives are saved. So they create mass awareness, and they follow the standards and precautions so that people during a fire or even during other emergencies, they are rescued. So the fire service is involved mainly in search and rescue of people. Then finally the NGOs. NGOs are non-governmental organizations. You saw during the coronavirus disaster, the NGOs were involved in providing food, water, and other relief to many people. Okay, so just like this, during other disasters also, these NGOs are very helpful to provide all the required help to the affected people. Okay, so they have role during the before the disaster. So they make sure they have vulnerability analysis training, and they do advocacy and planning before the disaster occurs. During the disaster, they rescue and they provide food and medicines, they help in sanitation, hygiene, they also help in burial of the dead or cremation of the dead people. So this is some of the NGOs. Like each NGO has a specific role. Some NGOs are involved in providing health care, some NGOs are involved in providing food and other things. So each NGO, based on their mandate or their regular role of work, they do different activities. Some NGOs do post disaster work, and they provide material for reconstruction, that is, they provide building material. After tsunami, lot of people's houses were lost, so some NGOs from Canada, they came and built low cost houses for people. So other NGOs provided books and bags for school children after the tsunami. Other NGOs provided food and shelter. Some NGOs like CMC, they went and provided medical care, and they also provided counseling for the people who are affected. So each NGO does a different kind of work based on their expertise for a particular disaster. So ultimately, the areas of contribution of NGOs are in communication with the community, providing manpower, providing materials, and professional and technical services. They also communicate and coordinate with the government, with other NGOs, other organizations, and they are transparent in their functioning. So the role of the state government and central government during a disaster is important, and the role of armed forces, NDRF, SDRF or the State Disaster Response Force, then the home guards, then CDs, and then the fire service and NGOs. CDs are civil defense, and the fire service and NGOs. So each of this you should know. So almost it will be very similar, the type of work that they all do. See, for example, armed forces, NDRF and SDRF, they will be doing more of the search and rescue, building bridges and all those things. People like NGOs, civil defense, and home guards, they will be mainly involved in providing food, shelter, medical care, and taking care post disaster. So that is the kind of idea that you have to get, so that you will be able to write in the exam. Okay, hope you understood this. See you in the next class.